Hey, it worked. Did you like my fancy new snazzy start? Looks a bit posh, doesn't it? So, good evening. Hi, Pauline. It was very posh tonight, wasn't it? Occasionally, we do try and improve things. Oh, that sounds really cool. Oh no, Nicolette, brand new today. I'll try it. I've been playing with a few new things, so hopefully it means we'll be able to just pop these straight onto YouTube without having to edit them too much. Hi, Christine. So tonight it's Monday, so it is Monthly Make Monday. I've just checked then that I had the right banner up. Oops. So yeah, Monthly Make Monday, and it's exciting because it is our brand new box for May. So we're going to be having a quick look at that, and then, well, I'm just going to show you some samples that I've done, and we'll get crafting. We'll start playing with this month's box, because there's lots of things we can do with it. Oh, thank you, Christine. It was a bit snazzy, wasn't it? I do occasionally get things working. Could you tell I had 5 minutes peace the other day on the computer? Hi, Alison. So should we have a look what is in May's box? I know you all want to have a quick sneaky peek, and it has. We've been having some lovely comments about it, so we'll go and have a quick look at what is in this month's box. So, May's Monthly Make. It's great fun, this one, to play with. Hi, Zena. So in your box this month, oops, just nearly sent my juice flying. That's not going to be a good thing, is it? Hi, Noala. Yeah, actually, let me just move that out of the way. There we go. Right. So in the box this month, you have got. Let's have a look. Should have a drum roll, shouldn't we? We need sound effects next, not just a snazzy opener. There we go. As always, you get your little contents card, and on there it says we should have a border doodle. It still needs a proper name. A funky flower, which is our Stella, and a new saying, which is live in the moment. So you've got your contents card there as always. Hi, Lynn. You'll have your discount card with something written on there as well. And then we get on to our stamps. So we've got 1, 2, 3 sets of stamps, and it doesn't look much, does it? But it is a charcoal pencil. I know. Very exciting. I'm going to move the box out of the way before I do something silly with it. So let's have another look, shall we? We have got, so our contents and your discount card there. So your border doodles, which is this lovely one. Doesn't really do it much justice on the front, does it? Hi, Mum. Doesn't really do it much justice because it looks tiny on there. Hardly looks worth the packaging, but it's not. He's a bit of a whopper when you actually, when you look at the size of him. He is a big whopper, and he does fit nicely onto your DL cards. Oh, Christine's having problems with the sound. To be fair, I've not got subtitles up on mine today, so I don't know what's going on there. So yeah, nice big whopper there. It is. Hi, Claire. Yeah, there's loads of things we could be doing with this one. I see, like turning it into like glasses and things, but that'll be one of my wackier samples going forward. And he is massive in this, isn't he, Claire? Right, and then we've got our lovely new funky flower, which is our Stella, because she looks a bit like a star. Hi, Susie. So you've got our lovely Stella. It originally was going to be little flower heads, and I thought, no, actually, for once, I'm going to make a big flower. Oh, Nicola's got subtitles. I must have done something to my phone. And then I wanted to try and squeeze on a sentiment. So you've got a teeny tiny happy birthday, and then you've got sunshine and hello. So you could do happy birthday sunshine or hello sunshine. And again, hi, Michelle. Oh, that's weird, isn't it, Noel? That's what I've just said. Do like a pair of glasses or a mask with it. Again, if you look at the size of it compared to my hand, it is a whopper of a stamp. To be fair, let me get you my dirty one. Hi, Elaine. Look at the size of that. It is nearly the size of my hand. So that's another big whopper of a stamp, but it's also great for pulling out your little flower heads if you want to. So that's that one. And then finally in your box you get Live in the Moment, because I thought that worked quite well with our little flowers, or actually it works quite well with our border doodles. Yep. You've got all different ones there. You've kind of got a bit of a grungy looking border. Yeah. You've got quite a nice floral, and then you've got your lovely sentiment, and of course the star of the show, you've got your charcoal pencil. So that is what is in May's box. So I'm going to scoop all that up to one side. I've just realised how dirty my desk is. Don't look too closely, will you? I'm just going to show you. I've only got a couple of samples for you. There we go. Right. So first up, we've got this one here. So you can see, there you go, I'll have to pop it on my desk so you can see it. All I've done, a really simple one here. We've stamped it in the background. I've then used Brusho on this one and just painted around it. Yep, on the outside. And then just coloured in our lovely hexagons, our lovely honeycombs in there. So on this one I've taken out each of the individual elements. Yeah, so you've got your lines, which I've highlighted with our charcoal pencil. I've got my honeycombs, again I've coloured them in. I've then got our lovely flower, so I've just taken one of the flower heads from that lovely flower stamp. Yep, so I've just taken the big flower head off there. Hi Sean. So that's the first one. Next up, pencil keeps rolling away there. We've got this one. So you can see I've used the border doodle, but I've kind of cut it in half. Yep. So I've just stamped two little bits. Bit of Brusho again in the background, just dribbed on using a pipette. Not quite showing how bright that colour is in the background. And then, oh thanks Noala, we've just coloured in Stella on the front. Yeah, so just really simple, but it does look effective. So this has just been done with pencil crayon, and then just that little happy birthday at the bottom there. Really easy to do that one. Next up, I said you've got a bit of grunge, you've got a bit of floral, and you've got a sentiment on this one. So this is our grunge element. So you all know how to do this. It's Distress Oxides in background. Yep. I splattered some water on it. I was itching to use some of our texture stamps, but I didn't. I stopped myself because I want to keep it in the box for now. But I would have used the texture stamp in the background. I've then gone in with grey to just stamp a couple of the borders around, and then just made one focal point. Now if you look at it you will notice it's a bit skew squiff. However, I'm not being that pernickety tonight, but it is skew squiff. I can hear a car alarm going off. That's how impressive this one is. It set the car alarms going off. Anyway, so on this one all I've done then is taken a bit of the colour out from these two central bits and then added some white line doodle. So if I pick that up, you can see that white line, that white jelly pen in the background. Yep. Oh, and then I just stamped a little bit on my sentiment because I think the sentiment was too much white by itself. Right, next up, I've used my scraps, my paper scraps, because they fell off and attacked me from a shelf. You can see two bits of scraps. This has actually been painted using, it looks like oxide. It's got that oxidey look to it. Yeah, that lovely oxide look to it. And then just got our lovely little Hello Sunshine down in this bottom corner. So again, really simple, but I think it looks quite striking. And I know I've just stayed to black and white here, but any of your scrap papers would work on this one. Yep. Next up, using our, oh actually I'm going to swap these two around. So next up, it's similar to that one, but we've also put a flower on it. Yep. So can you see oxide on two sides? Yep. And then I've just stamped that flower over the top, and then used the opposite the oxide to stamp that image in the background. I don't know if you can quite see that green coming through, but it is there. If I put leave, there we go. You can see that background is what I'm looking at. Yep. And then literally just coloured that flower in again on the top, and it's just got a little happy birthday written down at the bottom corner. But I think it does jump out. This one would be quite nice if I'd have taken the time and masked it all off, or sat and fussy cutted it out and stuck it down. So we might have to do that one night. Then we've got this one. We're nearly there. We are nearly at the end of the samples, I promise. So you can see I've done most of my my borders going this way, but they can go the other way, which is what I've done with this one. So literally a sprinkled in colour brush over the background, pop your border over the top. I could have left it there, it did look really nice, but then I started faffing. You know how it goes. I got the faffs on and just started faffing. So coloured in, just grabbed my pencils, added a bit of our lovely charcoal pen around here, and then added some flowers to it. But a really simple one, that one, and a great one for blokes if I hadn't have put my flowers on. So I think we might do something similar to that tonight. I can't remember what size card I cut for tonight. So that one, really simple, love that one. And then finally, this one. So you can see I've just used Stella, our Stella, in the background there, and I've even cheated it even more. You'll notice she doesn't actually overlap anywhere. So I've cut my piece of card. I think this is just under 7.5 inch. I will check that one for you. And just positioned her so I didn't have to do any masking and layering, masking off. And then she's just been coloured in using alcohol markers. Yep. So really, it's really striking. But it was really simple as well. And of course it's had to have a little bit of floof. I couldn't have a flower without floof. Yep. So there's that one. So should we just go through them quickly while I put them down. So there's that one with our alcohol inks. That sentiment is just beautiful, isn't it? Lovely, big and bold. Great for your journaling, I think, that one. Great one, using your border, adding your flowers to it. I can't do this and hold them at the same time. So really simple, just using those flower heads. Again, oxides in the background, and then we've just coloured in using pencils over the top. Scraps. What more is there to say? Scraps in a Stella. Looks wonderful. Grungy. Yeah. This would have worked so much like... There you go. You could have done the same. You know how I've kept the two different colours on this one? I chose to do grey on this one, but I could have done it in the colours I'd used to create my background. Yep. Really simple, but does look effective. Again, our lovely borders. Don't know what's going on with my guillotine there. There we go. Pipette dropped brusho, and then just stamped over the top. But look at the difference that charcoal makes. That charcoal pencil around your doodle border and your flower, because she's got some around that. Stella's got some as well. Yep, does really make a difference. So you got that one, and then finally, I think this has to be my favourite. It's just so simple, but I think it does just look really, really beautiful. Yeah. So that is your inspiration for May. It's a fab little box. You get all 3 stamps and your pencil in it. Or you should have done. If you didn't, there's something wrong with my packing scheme. So I'm going to move them out of the way. But again, I'll just show them stamps again. You get your doodle, that big one. Stella. I can see Stella being used quite a lot, because she's a sunflower, or she's what are those little blue ones called? Is it a cornflower? Yeah, she could be anything, that one, couldn't she? And then you get live in the moment. I do think we'll be using that one quite a bit as well. Right, so that's what should have been in your box. And I should now have a piece of white card. There we go. I don't know what I've done with my piece of white card. Bear with me one moment. I was all organised today, and what have I done with... Oh, is it under my laptop? No. Where is my piece of card? Right, give me a second. I need to just cut a piece of card because I don't know what I've done with it. Let me move them back there. Sorry, I've literally run off on you to cut a piece of card. I won't be a moment. I've gone with an A5. And forgive me now, what have I done with that piece of card? It was here on my desk. Never mind, we'll do A5. Right, so, tell you what. It's probably, I haven't got a clue where it's been. It's gone. It'll be somewhere. I don't have fairies in this one. I've got a bear that comes round and ransacks the place. To be fair, he did come in after school. He did, so it could be anywhere. Anyway, I'm going to do something similar to this one, just to show you, well, give you some ideas really. And it's one of the easier ones I did. To be fair, they're all easy. Now, let's make this easy, because this one is such a whopper to stamp. Mine are all out, ready. See, I was ready. I got them all loaded up. Here's a whopper. So you're going to need a really big stamping plate, or you're going to need a stamping platform for him, because he is a big one. I'm trying to think of a nicer way to describe him, but he's just huge. He is. And I'm going to make it easy for myself. So I'm going to stamp on the side. Yep. I'm going to grab my black. And take your time inking him up. Because you all know I'm Mrs. Impatient Pants when it comes to inking up. You really need to take your time with this one. I do need bigger stamping plates, but we'll wait for the price of acrylic to go down at the moment, because it shot up last year, understandably. The price of acrylic shot up, and it's not coming back down just yet. So I'm not paying silly price. But we will. I'm keeping my eye on it. And our lovely supplier does keep telling me when it starts to go down a bit. It's still not quite gone down enough for my liking. Right, I'm going to put this to the side, just like that. Yeah, your platform is a good one for this one, because it's such a big... I know it doesn't look it, but it is quite a detailed stamp. So it does take a bit, and when you've got goofy fingers like mine, I've got squeaks on as well tonight. I don't know what I've been up to. So just give it a real good press. And what I would recommend as well is, if you're going to do something where you've done a lot of work on your background before you stamp it, make sure you stamp it on some scrap first, just to make sure you've inked it up. Yeah. Yeah, did that make sense? I've used the back of one of my boxes live on telly before now, Nicola. When I've left my stamping platforms, my stamping plates at home. I didn't ink that up properly. There we go. You can see here, I've not quite put any ink on it. Yeah, I've literally live on telly used a lid off my box. If you were feeling brave, you could put it on your table and do it that way. You'd have to make sure you've got nothing on the back. The other thing to note as well when you're stamping it is, because it's got a line in it, just make sure you get it as straight as possible, because otherwise it really does draw your eye. And to be even more helpful, these aren't in line yet, so you can't use two of them to line it up. So can you see on this one, because you've got your lines, you can tell that's not, it's going over to the side. Yep. Whereas that one, if I turn it round, yep, I followed the line of my card. Whereas that one, you can tell I'm way out on. But no one will notice if you don't tell them. Right, so for this one, I think it's spring, isn't it? So let's go for some lovely spring colours. I think we're going to go for, I've got my brush shows out, so I'm in a brush show type mood today. I was trying to see if I still had a blue finger. I haven't. Not a blue finger, purple finger it was. So I've got lime green, and I always go Alzarian crimson, don't I? Don't want to go Alzarian crimson today. I think I might do this lovely violet. We'll have a little bit of, yep, a cutting plate would work, as long as it's not a bendy one. You know, one that's been through the machine a few times. To be fair, most of mine are like that. I used to use the big base, you know, the big fat plate you get with your cutting machine. I used to use that a lot. But they do work really well. And Sizzix, you know, the little sidekick. My sidekick broke, but the actual plates for them, they're quite good as well. Right, so I have got lime green. Oh, Susie says orange. I've got lime green and violet. I'm going to go for with this one. I'm just going to pop a little bit on my table. I'm trying to keep my desk a little bit tidy. I know, you've all just killed over laughing on that one. So I'm going to start with my paler colour, which is the lime green. I'm going to go in quite watery and quite pale to begin with. Yep, so you all know how to do this. We've done this loads of times. And I'm just going to start by following. Oops. Don't put your hand in your water. You think I'd learn. You really would think I'd learn. So I'm just going to go in here. You can see I'm not being too fussy. I should have really made sure my ink was dry. But again, little Miss Impatient Pants is coming out again, isn't she? Just going in here. Start popping a little bit more in, and then we'll start adding, oops, I picked enough up there. On the sample one, I think it was turquoise, it's probably turquoise. Because when I'm doing samples, I like to stick to what I know, if that makes sense. But we'll have a quick look in a minute, a quick gander in a minute. So can you see, I'm now starting to go in with a bit more. You see it's going a bit dark there, so I'm going to just drag it out a little bit. Going a bit deeper along my lines. Just start to build my colour. This is actually quite a nice green. Might. Decision time, isn't it? Do I keep going with more green, or do I just start to move into my violet? To be fair, I didn't use gamboge, so you know, should have got a brownie point for not using gamboge on a sample. That's normally my go-to. Right, so can you see, you're starting to get that lovely lime green in there. Yep, I'm going to leave that there. These ones, absolutely, they're calling for Doodlewood. They're actually what I keep, well, I can't find. I used to have some really nice, like, alphabet paper. And that's what I fancy, cutting one out and popping it in there. My paper is just ordinary 300 GSM card, nothing special, just white wove GSM, nothing at all. all I'm going for. So lots and lots of water. Oh, sorry to hear that, Lynn. Just start to drag it out. What I sometimes do is, if I'm not sure if it's going to be a bit dark, which that looks like it might be. Oh, I nearly put it down in my water. Oh no, it's not as dark as it looks. There we go. And we'll start to mix these two up a bit. See, it's looking really pale at the moment, but we'll get there. We'll get there with it. There's my water. Can't see for looking with my water tonight. Oops, that's way too dark, I know that. So again, I'm just starting. Can you see? I start off with the lines, and then I'm going to start building around. And then I need to merge it together, and that's the beautiful thing about that's the beautiful thing about Brusho. It will absolutely just blend together beautifully because it just reactivates. So can you see here I've got those two lovely colours starting to go together. Yep, I can pop the link for Jelly Bean card on. Again, he's I've not seen Gav in a while, about a year. I'm sure he's still got it there somewhere. It's not always the easiest one to find though, to be fair. So I'm just coming in again. Oops. I picked up a little bit. Can you see I've got a little bit of raw Brusho in my brush there. I'm just going to start putting a bit more colour in. And then here. It's just not quite mixing as much as I'd like it to. So, I think I'm quite pleased with that. Got a bit of a mix and a merge going on there. I think I just did one on the last one, didn't I? So, you know me. I've got brush on my table. We need to get splattering. I'm actually quite liking it this side for once. So I'm just going to add a few little drops. I love splattering because you never quite know where it's going to go. You could use your dotty stamp. That's always a good one to know where it's going to go. Right, and I put that in my water bottle. That's not good. There we go. I'm not sure about that, Helen. I'm not sure how many I've got, if I've got any left, to be fair. Oh, I'm out of one. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with my lime green. I'm just not introducing any more colours in here. So I'm going to turn him round. Feel better soon, Lynn. I'm glad you like it. Right, we will have to try and do a Saturday, not workshop, because it didn't kind of work like that, did it? But, you know, crafty fun with it. Right, I've gone a bit over the top, I think, with my splatters this time. You can never have too many splatters, can you? I'm going to add a little bit more here. See, when is splodging too much? There we go. Right, I'm going to stop. It's like Jelly Roll pen, isn't it? Take the pen away. So, don't look too bad. Let me see if I can find. There it is. I was a lot more restrained. Look, I was so much more restrained on that one. Yeah, but I do like them colours. But I do prefer it that way round. Don't know what it is. I think it's the darker colour being at the bottom, isn't it? To me, the darker colour makes it look a bit heavier, doesn't it? So it needs to go at the bottom. It's weird, isn't it, how your mind, or yeah, you see things and you interpret things. Because it looks like a mask, doesn't it, or a pair of glasses. Yeah, it works anyway, this stamp. But if you notice as well, it's the way I've done it is so it links in with what you've already got. So do you remember back in, I think it was October, you got the lovely hexagon doodles? Yep. So imagine you've got that hexagon doodle is going to work beautifully in the background with it. Yep. So you've got your hexagon doodles in there. Think about your circle frames as well. You know, for the mini poly plate, I nearly got the wrong one there. So you get your little mini, I don't know where it is, your mini circle frame. Imagine that in here. Yeah, so that would work with it as well. To be fair, any of your texture stamps are going to work with this one. It is, it's going that way. So, whew, I'm going for my norm. Right, so we need to colour these in next. Should we just use the pencil to do that? I think we will. So I'm going to pop that over there. And I'm just going to grab that one. And grab an orange, because they're going to be honeycombs this time. Yeah, it's just about making it work well and useful. This is a great one for blokes, isn't it? You don't have to colour it in. You could do it in very muted shades. So think about a little splosh of blue brush in the background. Stamp it over in black, and then these bits, and even this, go in with your charcoal pencil. You don't need to colour it at all. So I'm just doing yellow. I'm going to come along with my my orange isn't very... That'll do. I've lost, you know, my big pink pencil sharpener. I only had it the other day as well. And there's a reason it's pink, it's so Bear doesn't run off with it. I think it's actually the little ladies that I ran off with, but I'm just adding, can you see just that little touch of orange? Pick it up, oh, just like that. Yep, just adds to it. Probably it is. It's going to be Bear. He's going to have gone off with it somewhere. I'm surprised it's not on the floor. He was sat creating on the floor. There we go. So I'm just going to do exactly the same again. Again, would be easier, sharper pencil. I'm going to do the others because you've seen me do this loads of times. Come back over with me orange, me yellow even. I will get my colours right one day. It just starts to pop out, doesn't it? Just adding that little bit of colour. I've lost the rest of that one. There he is. But it's a great little stamp. But it's not little. I keep calling it little. It's not little. It's a big one. Right. So we've got that. It's looking alright. But now you want to grab... She says, oh, I can't find mine. There he is. Charcoal pencil. So I'm just using mine, but if if you've got this set, you will have got yours in there as well. And okay, so looks all right, yeah. So without your charcoal pencil, it would look fine, and nobody would think that it's missing anything. However, come on, catch up with me. There we go. Once you get your charcoal pencil, and the key as well is to not over sharpen your charcoal pencil. You want a nice, if you notice, mine's got like a, oh no, you can't see, there we go. Yeah, so it's not got a tip on it. Yep, it's got an area for me to, I can't get it to focus, sorry ladies, if I hold up like that, can you see it? There you go. So it's got an area for me to do my lines, and then I've got that little tiny tip on the edge here if I need it. But most of the work is done with this bit here, the flat bit. Yeah, I don't need it to be super sharp. Good job, because Bear's run off with my pencil sharpener. Hello, Mrs. Thomas. He'd never run off with a pencil sharpener in your classroom, would he? Just at home, he runs off with it. Though he does have first dibs on his class pencil sharpener, because that's a whole different story that we won't get into, because it's just Bear related. So, just going around the edge here. Hope it made sense what I was rambling on about the pencil. But can you see now, I've gone in with that charcoal pencil, and it just looks 10 times better, doesn't it? Yeah, to be fair, it does get other people to do it. So yeah, 10 times better. But you didn't know you were missing it until, come on, focus. Focus. Ah, it's doing what it's told. There we go. We've unfuzzed. You can see these bits are really starting to pop out, aren't they? So decision time. Ooh, do we colour them or do we just? I think we're just going to go in with our lovely little pencil. I'm just going to follow some of these lines. I'm not even being fussy about which line I'm grabbing. To be fair, I could be following any line with the way I've just drawn that. There we go. Turn it round again. He would indeed. A perfect pencil pot where he can't spend half his day sharpening pencils. Oof, or getting others to sharpen them. But there is always a perfect sharpened pencil, isn't there? Random conversation time again, isn't it? Sorry. It's that Monday feeling. So, I think I'm quite pleased with that now. Yeah? So, decision time. I think all I'm going to do with this one, I'm not even going to bother with a flower because I don't believe it needs one. I'm going to stamp our beautiful saying here. Ink this one up. I know I'm over inking at the moment because, like I say, my hands are playing up a little bit. So I've got no control over how much pressure I'm putting on stuff. There we go, right. I'm going to pop it right in this gap here. So live in the moment. Now the only two words on here that are straight are in and the. So that is what I'm trying to eyeball-ish to be straight. Not that you can see the bottom of my page. Real good press. No, on the other one, I just stamped the flower head. So, yeah, not stamped that very straight. However, I don't think it really matters. So on this one, all I've done is you've just got a flower stuck over the top. Yeah, which we could do on that one. But I quite like the simplicity of that. Though, let's tell you what, it's one of those, isn't it? I'm going to grab this one. We will stamp it. I've got a little scrap of card. So we'll stamp it, we'll colour it in and then see if we want to pop it on there or not. And then the last thing we're going to do is just add a little bit of glossy accents. Or actually, it might not be glossy accents, it might be Nuvo drops. Cause that's, oh no, I can see me glossy accents. So just make sure you ink him up. Would look nice in Christmas colours. Would be it's just lovely, effective stamp that you don't really have to do much with. I think it's one of those mojo busters, isn't it? When you don't quite know what you want to craft or make, it's just a nice one to use. There we go. So we've got Stella. I'm going to give that a bit of a blast with the heat gun. And actually, I am thinking we want a bit of a shocker of a colour here. So we might go with something like Rosebud or even Alzarian Crimson. I know I said I didn't want to use it, but I think it'd be a nice contrast. You know, if we were getting technical, we'd talk about our colour wheel and all that lot, but I've got green, I've got blue. I need some sort of red. How rude of them. Nope. I've got a case of the I wants now. There. I'll do a little bit of Rosebud. So we don't use Rosebud very often. And she gets the stamp reminds you of Bill and Ben. I like that one. Oops. That might be why I don't use my rose red very often. It's a weird one, isn't it, Stella? Because a lot of the time we just do a focal flower, whereas this one's got the 3 flower heads. So it's a big focal point for your card. To be fair, that border is a big focal point as well. And to be fair, that saying's quite a big one. It's just a box full of big. I won't go any further with that. Yeah, it's just a box full of really big, useful stamps. Ooh, Rosebud might be too red. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, I need a bit more water. You can tell I need more water because it's dragging on the page. Something terrible. Oops. I always worry when I'm using red as well because it goes from beautiful to crime scene instantly. There is a knack to using red brush out and I have not got it yet. Which is why you tend to find I don't use red that often. To be fair, going back to that Christmas idea I think that Susie had, this does look a bit like a poinsettia as well. So Stella could be anything. I'm just going to go in now, so I'm going to more raw brush out. It's very little water, but lots and lots of colour. Look at that. Yeah, I've done it. I've done crime scene. Pin was in, we're okay. The pin was in. I'm just going to keep coming in with me. Just like that. So I'm concentrating. I'm not jabbering. A little bit more. This is what always happens with me reds. I always end up thinking, oh yeah, I've done it, and then last minute I'll over put too much red on it. It's because I'm not gentle, isn't it? There we go. Right. Might not be the right colour, but we'll see. And it is the one colour, if you get it on your desk, make sure you get it off quick. Right, so I'm just going to dry this off because he is a bit soggy. Oh, excuse me. And we'll sort out his middle in a minute. Look at that, how soggy I've made it. It's not good. So we've definitely, in this month's box, you've definitely got 3 really, really useful stamps. And hopefully you'll find them useful too. I am sorry, I've had my brushes out, but not. I can't not use Gamboge, can I? So Gamboge could be our middle. It's like the rules. You thought I was going to do it, but I didn't. You have to use Gamboge. Could be any type of flower, this one, couldn't it? Oh, thanks, Kim. But again, it's one of our funky flowers, so it could be any flower you want it to be. I'm sure we could even make it into, I don't know, different type of flower. I'll set Mum that challenge. What different type of flower can you make out of this one? Because you know she likes doing that with our flowers. I'm just going to go around this one. I haven't decided if I'm leaving a border or not, so it's a teeny tiny border. And again, it's really easy. And I've not, on any of my samples, decoupage, but I'm sure it would be an easy one to decoupage. One that we just need to have a go at. But to be fair, if you look at your decoupage layers on here, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you probably pick that one and that one back up. So you probably get 3 layers out of your decoupage on this one. We will have to have a go. Just chopped half my petal off. Right, so we've got our lovely little flower, and then we would just need, to be fair, it does look quite nice there, doesn't it? So I think we'll pop it on. First up though, I just want a little bit of glossy accent. Oh, he's not got me pin in this one. Oh, he's got a very bent nose as well. So let's see if I can get this one working. If I can't, I'm sure Nuvu drops are around somewhere. Oh no. Even with a bent nozzle. Let's not do what we did the other week, shall we? Squeeze it and have it shooting off everywhere. And I wonder where Bear gets his Ooh. I've definitely got it flowing now, haven't I? I'm not even squeezing it and it's come flying out. Let's try and recover that one. Ooh. Maybe not. There we go. We're on a roll now. Again, I'm not squeezing, so I'm not actually quite sure how this is flying out, but it is. It's like magic glossy accents. Right, there we go. Right. Try and get out. Oh, it's like a volcano flying out now. Other people have got to have problems. Oh, I've got bubbles. Okay, other people have got to have problems with the glossy accent. It's not just me. And then throw that in my bin. Put that back in there so we don't lose it. Got bubbles of glossy accent now everywhere. Look, you can see. I didn't know glossy accent could do that. Should leave it, shouldn't I, somewhere? Hang on. Leave it on top of there. See if it'll set like that. Right. Right, I'll stop playing now. And ooh, there's another one there. We will just pop. Again, you might want to grab, if you've got your charcoal pencil, grab your charcoal pencil, give it a bit of a run round. Anywhere you've got overlapping petals, just run round with it, and then just a little bit around the edge. See? Really simple, fantastic little tool. Come on, there we go. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to splat that on there with a little bit of glue, and we're done. Don't know why I need that much glue, because the glossy accents will stick it too because it's wet. And I'm just going to pop that about there. Yeah, I think actually that does work really well, so it was a good shout out that we should put a flower on it. It improved it even more. So let's grab, which was our inspiration. Move that one there like so. That's the one. That was the one I'd done previously. Oh, got a pink flower on that one. Interesting. That does look like turquoise. I think it was Nicole that was asking. It does look like turquoise. Could even be gamboge I've used on there. And I've started to colour that in and stopped. Not even sure why. But you can see, works really well. This one I'd probably just matte and layer up. That sentiment's not been stamped very straight. Never mind. Right, I'm going to stop critiquing it. So, for that we have just used our monthly make for May. Yeah, cool, aren't they? So let me see if I can get back onto here. There we go. So hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you're enjoying your monthly May box as well. They are the wonderful stamps. They are just so easy to use. They like I was saying before, they are like a mojo starter, aren't they? They're just if you're not sure where to start, just stamp one, or sprinkle a little bit of your brush out, or do a quick splodgy background and stamp them over the top, and then just go for it, because they are great mojo busters. I think we're gonna have lots and lots of fun with them this month. I'm already thinking, oh, I'm going to do something else with that. No, I'm going to stop now. We're gonna have lots and lots of fun with them. I'm actually thinking we're going to do some ATCs with them as well, because they are such a big stamp. I think a lot of people have kind of gone, oh, I've got to make a big card. You don't. We can make tiny cards as well. Let me see if I can find it. So 66, yeah, there was a 5x7. Yeah. So just because they are big stamps, you don't have to make a big card out of them. Anyway, I'm babbling now. We won't be here on Wednesday, but we'll be back on Friday at 8 o'clock. Oh, thank you all. Thank you for your lovely comments. And I hope it's inspired you to get your box out and start playing. Yeah, have lots of fun with them. Oh, thank you all. So yeah, we are back on Friday at 8 o'clock. So I hope you can join me then. Have a lovely week. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.